Hey everyone, Austin here again with another Let's Play video. Today, as you can see, it's going to be Dracula X Chronicles, aka Castlevania, Dracula X Chronicles. Yeah, we're going to be playing Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles. So what this is a PlayStation portable game. It's actually a compilation of two games, or technically three. You get a remake of the original PC Engine duo, Dracula X Rondo of Blood. You also get, through unlocking it, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, with some modifications made to the voice work and maybe even the script. I'm not sure. And lastly, you also get the original PC Engine duo, Dracula X, as well, through as an unlockable. So yeah, this is actually the end of October 2016 as I'm recording this. I've been doing horror-themed Let's Plays all this month, and it's kind of fitting for me to top off this month with Dracula X Chronicles. This is a pretty cool game. I'm not going to say it's better than the original. It's definitely got that typical 2.5D wonkiness to it, where they took a 2D game, they basically made everything into polygons, and it just doesn't feel or even look as smooth as the original. But still, it's a cool remake. I highly recommend this if you're a fan of Castlevania, and is definitely a must play for Castlevania fans. And so we're just going through the options here while I sort of just introduce you guys to this Let's Play, and we're gonna go ahead and start a game. This is original game right here, and you can access the original Dracula X through that menu. Again, you have to find it in the game. It's an unlockable. You have to actually discover it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a brand new game, so it should force us to watch some of the story sequences, and I'll just go ahead and let them roll out. There's not a lot of them in the game, but they do slow things down a little bit, unfortunately. And, yep, typical of Castlevania. It seems they give you about 8 character slots. Where is it? There we go. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to start that new file, and I'm going to be taking the most basic route possible. I'm not going to be going for all the secret areas. What I'm going to be doing is just be taking you guys through the game from start to finish. I'll bash open some walls and some blocks so you can sort of see where like alternate routes are. But we're going to be taking the most straightforward, cut and dry route, and maybe in the future we can revisit this and do it again through different routes, or you can play it yourself. I don't want to spoil everything, because one of the great things about Dracula X, the original, and this, the remake, is the non-linear gameplay. I mean, it's still a linear game. It's still point A to point B, but you have many different routes you can take, and many of those routes are hidden. And so one of the best things about Dracula X is the discovery of those secret routes. And so this is the prologue here. This is just basically your introduction level. And for anybody that hasn't played this but has played the original Dracula X, Rondo of Blood on the duo, you can see how it's a pretty faithful adaptation, and it's actually very faithful. It's a really nice remake, and I really wish we saw more of these. But as you can see, the 2.5D graphics, they don't look that clean. The PlayStation Portable never had super clean 3D anyway, so. Was the PlayStation Portable the right system to have this sort of remake on? I don't know. It's still really fun, though, and it's still awesome to play. And here's one of the story sequences. So if you beat the game, and actually, even if you don't beat the game, I'm pretty sure you can still hit start and skip through this, but I'm going to go ahead and just play these out. And, And so if you're a fan of Symphony of the Night, in case you didn't know, Dracula X Rondo of Blood was actually the direct prequel to Symphony of the Night. It took place 5 years before Symphony of the Night, so there's a lot of similar characters. So we've got Shaft right here, which is one of the core bosses in this game, but also one of the main villains in Symphony of the Night.
Hold a moment, Shaft.
Of course, Master. What brings you here?
That young lady has a certain connection with my old foes, the Belmonts.
Bring her alive. I have a most amusing idea.
By your command. The master bids you sleep, girl.
We must prepare a proper welcome, Belmont.
Alright, so back to the gameplay. So, Rondo of Blood is very much like, you know, traditional Castlevania games. It's about as traditional as you get from a gameplay standpoint. You move left and you can move right. You can duck. If you hold up and press attack, you use your sub-weapon, which I have an axe right now, which is probably one of the better sub-weapons in this game. You can actually do this double jump backflip. There's a couple points in the game where it comes in handy. For the most part, though, you're not going to use it a whole lot. It mainly comes in handy with the axe armor enemies, and I'll point those guys out once we get to them. And there's wall meat, just like in other Castlevania games. So this is our door. We're going to go the right way. We're going to take the right path. But if you come up here, you can actually find another alternate path. So immediately, right from the very first level, the game can split off into multiple directions. So again, like I said, we're going to be taking the most straightforward route possible. But if there are secrets that I know of along the way, I will try to show them to you, just so you kind of have an idea of where they are. Or if you don't really plan on playing this game, but you're still curious about it, you know, I want to give you a good idea of what this game's about. Yeah, and hopefully we don't have too much trouble going through this game either. I'll admit, I'm not actually... I didn't warm up for this Let's Play. I played through the game, I think, like 3 weeks ago. And this is the first time I'm playing it since I played through it once 3 weeks ago. I didn't really have too much trouble some weeks ago when I played it. But we'll see what happens. I should be fine. So this is our first boss. This is a dragon. And as you can see, you've got little intros for the bosses now too, which you didn't have in the original game. And we're just gonna use our axe, because you can't really hit that guy from down low. You might be able to hit his feet and do some damage, but look at that, we did that without taking damage. That's cool. I usually get lazy when I play Dracula X, be it the remake or on the Turbo Duo. And I typically take damage when I don't really need to, because I get lazy, but that was good that I actually got through that fight without taking a hit. So that's cool. Oh, if you take no damage, you get an extra life. Really cool. I didn't know that. So that's incentive to not take damage. So just like in any traditional classic, you know, Castlevania before it became a Metroidvania, you do have lives, you do have continues, and the continues are unlimited. And but the thing is, if you get a game over, it does shoot you all the way back to the very beginning of the stage. So it's good to have extra lives. So here's the axe armor. That's what they call these guys. So there's actually blue ones and there's gold ones in this one. The blue ones, they're not really too threatening for the most part. As you can see, that guy just kept walking backwards, which was good. They throw axes at two heights. They throw one along the ground, or one more like chest height. And for the ones on the ground, you have to duck and attack them. But the gold axe armors are a major pain because they just constantly not lunge at you, but they basically dash at you, and you have to jump over them and play very methodically. And you'll see what I mean once we get to those guys. There's going to be quite a few of them later on in the game. It's actually really cool seeing this level in 3D because you can see there's more depth to it. There's a lot of detail. Like, it's, despite the graphics not looking like phenomenal, because again, this is a PlayStation Portable. You know, the PSP was never like amazing for 3D. It was good for a handheld, don't get me wrong, but you know, compared to even like a PS2, it's kind of looks bad. But that said, it's still actually looks really cool. You know, seeing these Castlevania environments in 3D. Like, you could see the you know, the busted columns and pillars and the chunks out of the wall back there. The bats flying outside the windows. It's just really cool stuff. I love the attention to detail they put into this game. You know, for being a PSP game, they definitely did really well with it. So you definitely can't fault them for, Huh. Oh, I must have just... Oh, wow, the double jump in this game is... You have a lot of leeway on that. In the original game, you had to do it, like, right away. So I basically jumped up and pressed jump a second time. Yeah, you have a lot of wiggle room for that. Alright, so this guy is going to chase us here, and there's actually a key you can get. But I'm actually not going to use it. What we're going to do is just keep going straight. You can actually fall down into those holes, and it takes you to a separate area, and there's a couple of locked doors there, and you can use the key to open up one of the locked doors. There's a couple of hidden girls you can find in this game. One of them is Maria, and Maria is actually a playable character. Once you find her in the game, she's unlockable, or she's unlocked as an actual playable character, and she's really, really fun to play as. People kind of like look at her as being like the quote-unquote easy mode of the game, and regardless of that, she's just a ton of fun to play as. She moves a lot faster. She's got these projectile-based weapons. She's just a ton of fun to play as. So I just gave up the key. I'm not too worried about it. We're not really going for secrets and stuff like that. But there is a locked door right there. Is that where Maria is? I don't remember which door Maria's in. It's been a while since I've actually gone through and unlocked everything. Found all the hidden stuff. Alright, this should be the boss. So this is a homage to the very first Castlevania. This is basically the bat room, where you would come down the stairs, and then the bat would be hanging up on the ceiling, and you could bust that wall open for a weapon multiplier in the original Castlevania. So this is going to be the werewolf boss. Actually, the last time I played this, I didn't come to this boss, so we'll see if we have any trouble with this guy. He can definitely be tricky. So you'll notice I'm actually throwing multiple projectiles. I didn't really know this, but the amount of projectiles you can throw in this game is actually determined by how many hearts you have. Whereas in other previous Castlevania games, you have to get weapon multipliers. Oh, I was trying to use the item crash, didn't register. I probably didn't register because I still had a cross out. But yeah, I actually read on a forum just a couple weeks ago that in Dracula X, the amount of weapons you can throw out, up to 3, is determined by how many hearts you have. See, I can only throw 2 out. Let's go ahead and keep using them. Yeah, see, now if I'm under 20, I can only throw 1 at a time. So, interesting stuff. I'm not sure what the actual thresholds are. I've never really focused on it. But it's actually a neat concept. So it actually helps to get as many hearts as you can, because then that gives you more flexibility with your attacks. Alright, final hit, and then he's gonna do yeah, that attack right there. You can actually get hurt by that, I believe. So when you defeat the guy, you want to just walk away. So against these pole guys, I like to use weapons like either the holy water or the axe. You can hit them on top of the head with the axe, but the holy water seems to do the best against them. One other thing you can do is when you attack, if you duck at the right time, you can actually attack both high and low at the same time. So, as you can see the whip. For a frame or two, it's moving down, and that'll actually register a hit. So if you see like bone pillars, you can do that to hit both bones at the same time. Otherwise, you have to hit each bonehead on its own. Bonehead, no pun intended. So kind of like this. I was just standing and attacking. But if I had done this, I could have hit both with the same attack. You want to watch out when they get back to do their strong attack. It'll knock you across the screen and it'll do a good chunk of damage. There's some more wall meat. I wonder if it... No, it doesn't. In the Super Nintendo version of Dracula X, which admittedly is a totally different game, but one of the tricks in Super Nintendo Dracula X is the wall meat. Not necessarily the wall meat itself. Actually, no, I think the wall meat does reappear. In Dracula X for Super Nintendo. You can go back down and all the candles will reappear and the wall meat will reappear as well. So you can actually, in situations like that, grind out your health. Basically, just replenish your entire health. Wall meat doesn't give you full health. It gives you like, I don't know, maybe like 2/3 of it, maybe a little bit less. So in the Super Nintendo Dracula X, you can, like I said, find little places like that and just go up and down the stairs until your health is full, basically. Yeah, so last time I played this game, I actually didn't take this route. I actually went down below. You know when we were getting chased by that bull? I actually fell down there the last time I played this, and just sort of made my way through there. So that actually took me to a different route, completely. And I actually want this weapon. This book is actually quite powerful in this game. So we got the Medusa heads. The Medusa heads are actually a little bit trickier to deal with in this game. Their arch is, or their arc, isn't quite as large as it is in some of the other Castlevania games. Say Castlevania 1 or Castlevania 3. Now, there's probably some kind of puzzle involved with these statues up there. I'm not sure. Oh, there is. We got some money from it. Yeah, so I guess if you line them all up in the same position, you get a hidden money bag, which is pretty cool. So this gold bone guy actually takes quite a few hits. He's very beefy on his health. There we go. And apparently we can juggle his skull. That's pretty interesting, I guess. I'm not sure if there's any secret involved with that, but that's kind of funny, actually. Oh, I just got 100. I just got 100 points for juggling it. That's kind of awesome, actually. I don't think that's in the original game. I think that's added for this one. That bell up top too, if you hit that, it'll drop some meat. So this part, if you fall down, I'm pretty sure it takes you to another alternate area. Another alternate route. There's quite a few parts in this game that do that. Every time you see a pit, unless you actually physically see some sort of substance like water or slime or something like that, chances are it'll actually take you to another area. Pending that you actually land in the right one. Some of them will take you to a lower screen, but you'll just end up falling in the water and dying or something like that on the lower screen. Alright, so this part right here, you can actually take a secret area up, but we're not going to. What we can do is actually jump on this one on the left and then hit this wall. Not the wall, but there's like a rock up there. It helps to have the axe. Bam, just like that. And that'll actually take you up to the next screen. And another alternate route. There's a lot of alternate pathways in this game. It's so much fun playing through this game and finding all the little secrets. Nasty wall meat, but it still gave me all my health. So, I want to say... what boss is this? I don't think this is going to be the Minotaur. I think this might be like the bone skeleton thing. I guess we'll find out. Nope, it's the Minotaur. Okay. Ooh, man. Oh, I didn't think he was going to do that. I thought he was going to jump again. Alright, so let's try this again. Alright, skip through that. See, that was actually a situation where I could have used my backflip to jump over him. Kind of like that, but I could have done it better. Alright, so this is actually kind of bad, because... Okay, I got lucky. I thought that was going to kill me. So what you want to do is, when you kill him, you want to stand here, and his desperation attack, or whatever you want to call it, won't be able to hit you. Alright, making decent progress. Not phenomenal progress, but we're making progress. We're about a half an hour in. I predict that this will probably take us about an hour to complete. So, these little guys bouncing around are called the flea men. They're definitely pretty annoying enemies. So these bone dragons, just like in Castlevania 1 and Castlevania 3, and Castlevania 4 actually, they will drop power-ups a lot of the time. A lot of times it's hearts, sometimes it'll be money. So this is one of the routes right here. You can jump on this to make a staircase appear. Or you can go to the right. Why am I getting hit by that? That's weird. So he dropped money that time. Yeah, I think last time I played this, I actually went up those stairs that I made appear. I don't think I came this way, so we'll see what happens here. Ah, I remember this. Alright, so we have to wait for another boulder to drop down. Yeah, I actually didn't want to take this route. But, well, it doesn't really matter. It's all gonna lead us to the same place in the end, regardless. Yeah, so actually, if we took that staircase earlier, it would have just led us into the same room, so it doesn't really matter. But I think there was an alternate path through that right side room that we just came from. So there's actually a music piece, and I forget how to unlock these things here. But you can somehow get your way through there and get a soundtrack. So when the axe armors start to get ready to run at you like that, that's when you want to do your backflip over them. It's really hard to actually jump over them normally. You kind of have to do your backflip. So here's a gold axe armor I was talking about, and they always run at you. Oh, that was good. And this thing right here, you can actually attack. It splits up like that. It gives you a little more room to walk under it. And down here is another alternate path. There's this bomb in this wall, and it just literally takes down that entire wall. And that's actually really cool to see in 3D. And some of the platforming is a little wonky in this game as well, because of the just the 3D nature. It's not super polished, and so the jumping on platforms, you might not latch onto a platform the same way you would in the original Dracula X. So if you're really used to that game, this might give you a little bit of trouble here and there, but you get used to it. Yeah, and I didn't even mention earlier, you can actually, if you're on stairs, you can press down and jump and exit the stairs. You can also jump from the stairwells too, which is really useful. Yeah, this guy can be a little tricky. Sometimes he looks like he's gonna do his lunge jump like that. Other times he sticks his lance into the ground. I thought I could duck that. Apparently you can't. Sometimes he sticks his lance in the ground like that and makes ice appear. So we're probably gonna end up dying. Yeah. We have 3 lives left. Okay. So if you want to check your lives, you can hit the pause button. It gives you your credit. I'm not sure what credit means, actually, in your extra lives. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take this. This might actually work better for this boss. Oh, geez, man. He still hits you when he pulls it back. So when you get hit by his head, you lose some health, but it also slows you down. You can see I'm just kind of floating through the air. Yeah, this is a pretty tricky boss. I actually prefer to be on the right-hand side, but I can't get over to the right-hand side until he jumps over me. Oh, we still got hit. I thought we were gonna beat him without taking damage that time. Oh well, at least we beat him. After dying twice. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is actually the level where we fight death. Huh, that's weird that cross didn't kill that skull from the bottom. Alright, so you can actually bash your way through here and get up top. And we just unlocked a track in the sound test menu. So we are going to take that bottom route first. It's a secret area, but I want to come here. Oh, I missed... Okay. I did it in the wrong order, actually. You can bash this open, too, for an extra life. There's a rifleman over there. It's really, really hard to see, actually. There's another one, and I got hit both times. If anybody out there watching knows how to get through these things, can you let me know? Like, post a comment. I'm not really sure what the trick is for those things. I'm sure I had figured it out at one point in time, but I definitely don't remember what they are now. So this next part is going to be a little bit tricky. You can actually die in one hit from this right here, this painting. And I'm just going to try to keep my distance if possible. Nice, we got it. I actually died a couple of times there the last time I got here. If it gets close to you and it touches you, you get zapped into the painting and it kills you instantly. Alright, we're gonna go with the axe. It's actually probably better for death. Assuming we have it once we get to death. It's also good for these guys, these birds and the flea men. Alright, we wanna watch out for that guy. He's got a good reach. It looks like if you're fast enough, you might be able to actually take those guys out with before they throw their ball and chain. All right, boss time. So, we have very little health, unfortunately, so we might not be able to do this. I don't think there's going to be any meat here to extend our life. So Death has two forms. He's got this form, and then he busts out again with a different form. Much more dangerous form. So he's also going to shoot projectiles across the screen. You kind of want to sit on one side and then just slowly walk to the other side, kind of like that. And so with this next form, you really just want to keep your distance. You want to wait for him to do his lunge attack. Like that. Alright, and then his head gets thwacked off just like that. It would be funny if you could juggle Death's head. Just like you could juggle that Skull's head, or that yellow skeleton's head a few levels back. Okay, looks like the no damage bonus, it's not for boss fights, it's actually for the entire level, I believe. So if you can go through the whole level without taking damage, it looks like you get an automatic extra life. Alright, so this is basically a boss rush. And then we're on to the last couple of stages in the game. Another soundtrack. So you want to bust open this wall because you're going to get the book in here, I believe. Yep. And you definitely want this weapon for this boss. Bosses, I should say. I'm just not going to worry about those. Just wait for them to disappear. Alright, so we've got 35 hearts. It's probably... it might be enough.
Who are you? I've been waiting for you, Belmont. I am Shaft, the Dark Priest.
This power. You're responsible for Dracula?
Indeed. Servants come forth from the gates of hell. Attack! Rid my master's castle of this pest!
So if you've got the book, you kind of want to use it sparingly. Because I do want it to last me for all the boss fights. I want to make sure I have enough hearts for the more difficult bosses. So the bat, you can kind of just wait for him to do his drill thing. Now this one I'm going to definitely have to use the book a lot. Medusa. There we go. And one of these guys is going to drop meat. I don't think it's Medusa. It might be Frankenstein? Or is it... no, maybe it's the Mummy. I think it might be the Mummy that does that. So this is the Mummy. That actually looks pretty cool, I will say. It's cool seeing some of these bosses in 3D. So when he does this brick pattern here, you want to jump over them, over the top. Come on, did it hit him at all? See, if you don't jump all the way to the top, you get crushed like that. Alright, that's gonna do it for that. And then I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there's the meat. Okay. And this is gonna be Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster. That actually looks pretty cool, too. Oh, that's probably not good. Wow, got lucky. Alright, so this last one I believe is Shaft himself. Unfortunately, we have no health, so we're probably gonna die.
Intriguing. Strong indeed. Very well then, face me.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I expected to take at least one hit, so that's pretty cool. So this is actually a pretty tough part. We got all these bats that are going to start coming behind us. Alright, that's good. We made it on our first try. A lot of times I die. Whoa! Dude just appeared out of nowhere. So there's actually this gear up here. You can actually click that into place. Just like in Symphony of the Night, that's where they got it from. Or they got it from this game. And they implemented it even further as a secret in Symphony of the Night. And it'll actually take you to a bird you can kill, which will give you a key. And you can rescue one of the females with it. But we're not going to do that right now. Oops. What? I used my axe. Didn't come out. Man. Alright, so you can actually break this wall open, but I don't think it's meat. Oh, another soundtrack. So this is the locked door here. If I had the key, I'd be able to go through it. Oh, there's some meat. That's good. Oh, I pressed double jump completely by accident. That can actually get you in trouble. Look, there's another one of these. I don't know how to get through that either. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. So sometimes you can actually backflip your way up through that, you know, that platform. Okay, I'm trying to do this without taking damage. And without getting hit by the Medusas specifically. Alright, so this part is pretty tricky. These dudes have massive reach. You have to get in and hit them a couple of times, then just back out like this and just do it over and over. I think they take something like 7 or 8 hits. These little dogs here, skeleton dogs, you can just duck and attack them. Ooh, that was really close. Yeah, it looks like it's 8 hits. So there's actually a secret here. It gives you another soundtrack. How many lives do we have? Oh, we have 5 lives. I'm fine. I was like, oh, I'd prefer an extra life, but it looks like we're actually doing pretty well. There's also a bit of a secret here. And I don't even know if I've ever figured this one out. So basically you open these gates and then you just try to bolt through, kind of like this. But I've never been able to get more than 1 or 2 in. So... Alright, so I want to be careful here, because if I get hit, I'm going to get knocked down below, most likely. And I believe the enemies below will actually respawn if I get knocked down. One of the nice things about this game is that if you pick up a weapon you don't want, you can at least... You have a few seconds to pick up the weapon you had. So it doesn't force you to keep whatever weapon you just picked up, which is pretty cool. Another extra life. Ooh, 7 lives now. We must have got another extra life from points. It almost feels like their reach isn't as long as it is in the original game. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Super Nintendo game. I know in the SNES Dracula X, it is very, very strict. Not strict, but their reach is just much longer in that game. Oh, look at that. Backflipped right onto it. Alright, so I think this is going to be our boss fight. I think we have to fight the succubus. Or is this the one where, like, the ghost of Shaft is what we fight? I don't remember. So there's actually a bunch of markings on these walls. So, like, that wall on the left is an axe. And so you have to have the axe to open it. Just like that. It'll give you the cross, and the cross is used to open up this one up top. Never really quite figured out the point of it, because the end item you get is the stopwatch, which admittedly you don't get very often in this game. And I'm not really sure why they give it to you like right before this boss, because it doesn't seem to do much.
Annette!
Richter, why? Why didn't you come sooner?
Am I too late?
No, you're just in time. This is the first moment of our brand new life together.
Oh my god, Annette. I'm so sorry I didn't save you. But you know what I do to vampires. What I have to do.
No! I'll make you mine forever! Lord Dracula has given me such strength! Behold!
This voice acting is so phoned in, it's kind of great, actually. Alright, so the succubus can actually be a pretty tricky boss fight. She's got a handful of patterns. It's really hard to figure out which one she's going to use. So this pattern, if you just sit in the middle, you can avoid them. You really don't want to jump or anything. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by the bats. This is one of those boss fights you just have to take your time. And if you just sit in the middle with that pattern, you can just throw axes at her, which is why I prefer the axe. It means I can hit the succubus without having to actually jump or anything. Yeah, definitely a boss fight you have to just play patiently. Alright, almost there. That's it. Alright, so this next level should be the final stage in the game. So, making progress, getting close. And by final stage, I meant final boss room. I don't play Dracula X as often as I should, so I always forget like how the last couple of stages go. Like I wasn't sure if the clock tower was the final level, or if there's an actual another final level, but no, it looks like the clock tower is the final level. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the cross. I love how they brought back the original Castlevania Dracula theme.
Belmont, son of Belmont, I've been waiting for you.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh, but this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls. Their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind, a cesspit of hatred and lies. Fight for them then, and die for their sins!
So Dracula is actually not a terribly difficult boss. He's basically got the same pattern as he does in Rondo of Blood. He's not horribly threatening, surprisingly. They really made him a pain in the Super Nintendo version by implementing endless pits and very, very tight jumps. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, man, I got lucky. Now, his second form is a throwback to the original Castlevania. He's just really slow in this one. Kind of like he was in the original Rondo version. PC Engine version. You want to duck this? And that's it. We just beat Dracula X. Dracula X Chronicles. And they use a stock sound effect there, a monster roar. You can hear that in Doom.
It's over, Dracula. I will not allow this. Damn! Count Dracula must not be allowed to lose.
No! They got away! Damn it! I was so close.
And that's where Symphony of the Night comes into play. So there you have it, guys. Dracula X Chronicles for the PlayStation Portable. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. It, you know, probably wasn't a whole lot of talking going on, but it was fun doing this. It's been a fun month of horror-themed Let's Plays. I hope you guys have been enjoying these Let's Plays, and I hope you enjoyed this final Let's Play of the month and for October 2016. I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. It is Halloween as of uploading this. And yeah, I'm not really sure what I've got lined up for the next few months. We'll see. I don't really have anything planned for November. I'm probably going to take a little bit easy now because I've actually pumped out a lot of videos this past month. For better or for worse, this was my by far my busiest month of Let's Plays ever. By far. I think it was something like 16, maybe 16 Let's Plays. Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 videos a week. And, yeah, lots of work put in this past month, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And I also hope you guys enjoyed Dracula X Chronicles. It was good to finally get this one knocked off the list. I've been meaning to do this for actually quite some time. Fortunately, having the FrameMeister has made recording PSP a little bit easier because it takes components and it also will allow me to zoom in. PlayStation Portable footage, if you connect it to a television, only takes up about half of the screen. There's massive borders around the screen, and the FrameMeister allows you to zoom in and pretty much eliminate most of those borders, which is quite nice. So what you're seeing is kind of what I'm seeing with the FrameMeister zooming in the picture. So it's full screen for me. Mostly full screen anyway. I still have the letterboxing on the tops and bottom of the screen, but that's about as good as you can get it. But yeah, I'm really glad to have done this Let's Play. We still have a lot of Castlevania games to do. I've done pretty much all of the linear Castlevania games, except for Castlevania Legends on the Game Boy, I believe, as well as the MS-DOS Castlevania, and Haunted Castle, the arcade game. I have not done those, so maybe we'll try to focus on those sometime. Hopefully this next year we can start working on some Metroidvanias. I'd probably start with Symphony of the Night. I don't want to make any plans, so I don't know if it's going to be something I'm just going to wait for, next October. I actually intended on doing Metroidvanias for this October, but I didn't practice them. So when this month rolled around, I was just like, well, I guess I'm going to have to come up with something else, because those games are going to take a long time to practice. I mean, Symphony of the Night, I can just run through. I don't even need to practice that, which is kind of one of the great things about that game. But the Game Boy Advance ones, I really have to practice those, and so that's going to be a massive time commitment to do those Metroidvania games. And unfortunately, I have no way to record DS. My DS emulation's not very good in this computer, and I do not have a mod for my DS. I would love to do Dawn of Sorrow and Order of Ecclesia. That would be amazing. That would be a lot of fun to do. I really, really like those games. But unfortunately, we have no way of doing those at the moment. I really wish Konami would bring those to the Virtual Console and the Wii U, but it's obviously probably not going to happen, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I think this is pretty much it. The credits are almost done, I believe. So Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP, definitely worth picking up. It's not expensive at all. I think it's like a $10 or $15 game now. So, to destroy Dracula's castle, you must find the ghost of Shaft, look for hidden rooms, and rescue all the maidens, and only then will Shaft's ghost appear. Yeah, the ghost of Shaft is actually a different boss fight that you fight, I believe, in the, I think you fight it in the succubus room. And it's actually a different boss fight, and it'll appear when you find the different routes, and when you rescue the maidens and so forth. So, but yeah, the intention of this Let's Play wasn't to show you everything that there absolutely was. It was just to show you a quick and dirty route through the game, but also to demonstrate that there is so much stuff that you can find. I did show you where you can go for some alternate routes and secret areas and so forth. But yeah, I highly recommend picking this game up. It's a fantastic package. Again, you also unlock the original Rondo of Blood for PC Engine, which is great. Phenomenal game, easily one of the best Castlevanias ever made. And then you unlock Symphony of the Night with some slight modifications, which again, it's just a really, really great package. And it's not expensive. Most Castlevania games are getting pricey. Even Symphony of the Night is a $30 or $40 game for the PS1 if you want to buy that original version. But this is $10 or $15. I mean, the original Rondo of Blood is a $150 game. $100 to $150 game online for the original PC Engine Duo. So, you're getting a big bang for your buck with this package, and I'm really glad Konami made this. I do kind of wish there was more of these. It would have been amazing to see, say, I don't know, Castlevania 3 remade or something like that, or just any of the other Castlevanias. It was really neat seeing the old stage layouts in 3D, and the bosses in 3D, and so forth. And, yeah, really awesome package. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this intro roll out. We actually didn't play it in the beginning, and once this rolls out, we'll go ahead and stop the Let's Play. So they left the intro in German as well, just like the original PC Engine version. So, but yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I hope you guys enjoyed all the Let's Plays, all the videos I posted this month for October. Again, I'm not sure what I had planned for November and on, but we'll see. Thanks for the continued support, guys. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I've got many, many Let's Plays on this channel, and probably many, many more to come, as well as other random videos and so forth. All right, guys, well, happy Halloween, and take care. I'll see you soon.